Mick Mulvaney was named the head of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau by Donald Trump. That move is of questionable legality, but Trump did it anyway, of course. Mick Mulvaney wants to destroy the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Don't worry, I have evidence. First of all, before he even went in, back when he was a congressman, he called the bureau he now heads, quote, a sick, sad joke. So it doesn't seem to be a big fan. In fact, that's why he got the job, because Trump appoints people to destroy the agencies that they are in charge of. Scott Pruitt at the EPA, Rick Perry at Energy, and the list goes on and on. So Mother Jones explains. Now, as the Trump-appointed interim head of the agency, Mulvaney on Monday presented his first report to Congress on the work of the Bureau, recommending 4 major changes to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau's structure, funding, and oversight, as Hannah Leventova explains. Now, okay, good. Well, he's the head of the Bureau, so he's going to fight for his Bureau and make sure that consumers are protected, because that's his job. That's the title, right? So we'll find out. Let's look at what his proposals indicate. Mick Mulvaney says the Bureau, in his testimony, is far too powerful and with precious little oversight of its activities. Now, it is not normal for people heading an organization to come out and go, my organization kind of sucks. Way too powerful. Nobody's got oversight over it. First of all, if no one has oversight of it, why don't you do oversight? You're the head of the Bureau. You could just order a lot of people inside the Bureau to do oversight, which I'm sure you are in your own sick way, if you will. But the point is, he's going and doing a report where he says, can you please destroy my Bureau? Do some oversight. Well, let's find out about that. Mulvaney then cites the Federalist Papers, if that wasn't extreme enough, quoting James Madison on how overly powerful bureaucracies meet, quote, the very definition of tyranny. Wow, he just said his own Bureau meets the definition of tyranny. Look, these guys, as Grover Norquist once famously said, want to shrink government down to a size small enough that they could drown it in a bathtub. And Mick Mulvaney has moved on from waterboarding the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau to just drowning it. He's in mid-drowning as we speak. So he continues, since its inception in 2011, as Mother Jones explains, the Bureau has passed a number of rules aimed at curbing abusive practices by financial institutions, including new limits on payday lenders that are popular with consumers, and rules that help the CFPB undertake enforcement efforts that have recovered millions of dollars on behalf of hundreds of thousands of consumers. And that's exactly the problem. Mick Mulvaney doesn't represent those guys. He represents the payday lenders. In fact, they were among his top donors. He took money from the payday lenders. Now he's turning around and saying, don't worry, I will not regulate you. I'll say regulation of you is tyranny, even though that has helped American citizens. They're incredibly happy with it. How much has it helped? The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau has recovered $11.8 billion for American consumers. Now, they recovered that because it was wrongly taken from them by the financial industry. The financial industry has an army of lawyers. They're not going to say, oh yeah, sure, we didn't do anything wrong, but take $12 billion from us. They actually took a lot more from you. This is what they were willing to pay once they got caught. So, and Mulvaney hates that because his donors and Trump's donors are the financial industry. They are the global financial elites. So they want to make sure that they are able to steal that next $12 billion from you with ease. So the destruction continues. While the CFPB is currently funded through a special appropriation from the Federal Reserve, Mulvaney suggested it instead be funded through the regular congressional budget process. The move would give Congress, and accordingly whichever political party is in the majority, far more control over the Bureau. Now, currently the Republicans are in control of Congress. What do you think they are going to do to the Bureau? They also all get funded by the financial industry. They can't wait to kill the Bureau. He also asked Congress to pass a law requiring legislative approval of any CFPB rules. In other words, there will be no regulation going forward. Because if you have to get every rule approved by Congress, Congress is at a gridlock at best. At worst, all the Republicans will agree to have no new regulations at all and kill all the old regulations. Now, look, these guys who are looking to do consumer protection are basically the cops on the street, on Wall Street in this case. Who wants to remove the cops from the street? The robbers, okay? So Wall Street wants to go back to a day where there are no rules and there are no cops to protect you, and they're gonna rob you blind. And Mulvaney's their bagman to help them do that. And if all that wasn't enough, finally, the report also suggests Congress enact a law clarifying that the CFPB's director must answer directly to the president. That has dual purpose. One is so that Trump can appoint people like Mulvaney to make sure that they destroy the agency. And secondly, that everything has to go all the way up to Trump. And while he's in charge, of course, he will protect the bankers and make sure that they have no regulations and that you guys have no protections. Let the robbers go wild. And these guys said that they were going to drain the swamp. Hilarious. Watch your pockets. They're coming. If you want to get the whole Young Turks show every single day, become a member, tytnetwork.com/join. And once you do, you'll be saying,
you know, I'm like a smart person.
Or you might say,
I think it's weird.
Or you might say,
oops.
No, that won't be that one. It won't be that one. It'll be great, trust me. tytnetwork.com/join.